잠깐 오가는電話しろ。地震帰れ。家。
Even viewed from a distance, the footage is haunting. It's overwhelming to think about what the people on those boats must have lived through.
We better get out of here.
Watch how daring this guy is, getting dangerously close to the avalanches just to capture the perfect video. The snow crashes down with tremendous force, yet he stands still with camera in hand and risking it all to record the raw power of nature up close.
Oh dear God.
On the 26th of November 2025, a massive fire broke out at Wong Fuk Court, a public housing complex in Tai Po District, Hong Kong. The blaze, which began on the estate's scaffolding used for renovation, quickly spread across 7 of its 8 high-rise buildings, engulfing multiple towers in flames and thick smoke. By the time firefighters gained control, the fire had become the city's deadliest residential inferno in decades, killing well over 100 people and leaving dozens more missing or injured. The tragedy has sparked widespread outrage over lax safety standards. Investigators say flammable netting and insulation used in renovation accelerated the blaze, and several construction company executives are now facing manslaughter and corruption charges. Being an Antarctic researcher is tough, and even a simple walk from one module to another can be a challenge. In harsh winds, freezing temperatures, and blinding snow, a short trip becomes a careful, deliberate effort, highlighting just how tough daily life can be in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. In Thailand, a speedboat ride suddenly turned into a terrifying ordeal for the tourists when a sudden storm swept in. Towering waves, some reaching 3 meters, slammed against the boat, at times making it feel as if they could be lifted right off the deck. probably better if customers aren't aware that their cars were shipped by sea, as knowing might raise unnecessary concerns about the transport process. This man thought he could cross the dangerous stretch in time, but the current suddenly strengthened, forcing him to abandon his car. Fortunately, they were able to recover it later. In July 23rd, Colorado Springs was hit by heavy rains that unleashed a massive landslide. The resulting mudflow trapped dozens of drivers, and some were unlucky enough to find themselves directly in the path of nature's destructive power. A Tal volcano in the Philippines erupted, blasting ash and steam nearly 7,000 feet into the air and sending plumes drifting over nearby communities. The sudden activity prompted alerts and evacuations as residents and authorities monitored the rapidly changing conditions around the volcano. A tragic accident occurred in the South Korean capital, Seoul, when a motorcyclist fell into a massive sinkhole measuring 20 meters, about 66 feet in depth. The victim, a 33-year-old man, went missing following the incident, sparking an urgent search and rescue operation. After nearly 17 hours of careful efforts, authorities finally recovered his body on March 25, 2025. The incident has shocked local residents and highlighted the risks of sudden sinkholes in the city. Here's another example of nature's power over vehicles. In Detroit, freezing winds caused water pipes to burst, and the cars left on the streets were left encased in solid ice.
In Dearborn Heights today, this team from the city digging, salting, cold weather crew, showing off its teamwork that is making the dream work for Cheryl Fritz. That crew was pushing water and ice off the street. It is so cold, covering the cars instantly, as Cheryl tried to get out there to move them. Make no mistake, no defroster, no ice scraper was going to help free these vehicles from this ice. Dearborn Heights.
This is freaking cool, dude. Wow. This is actually dope.
At first glance, It might look like an artist has crafted an entire ice city, but these are actually real houses encased in ice. The icy transformation was caused by strong winds that carried water from the nearby lake.
This is crazy. Their windows are screwed. Look at this. Jesus. Wow. Oh my god. Sorry for being slow. This is unbelievable.
This is our house. Please save us before we float away.
The only thing worse than a flood is a winter flood, when water not only fills homes but also freezes everything in its path. That's exactly what happened in Boston in 2018, where some residents discovered their cars had been transformed into ice sculptures.
This guy's gonna get stuck. What are you doing?
Watch closely how even a small tsunami wave can cause destruction. A parked car by the bay is swept away as if it were nothing, a stark reminder of nature's power.
开走上这是无法开走了，这是啊。
有啥的人的车嘛？有嘛？停车场的有嘛？快点麻烦人家哈，伸了头给我了啊，这样载一下就好几个。
Imagine driving to work as usual when the road suddenly collapses beneath your car.
Vai descer. Sai, cachorro!
Fortunately, the driver managed to escape just in time before the sinkhole widened.
와, 타오랬다.
A Japanese couple captured dramatic footage of a powerful earthquake striking Japan, shaking a bridge so violently that a nearby truck slammed into a light pole and toppled over the side onto the street below. Their video shows the sudden intensity of the quake and the chaos that unfolded in just seconds. During the black rainstorm, Wafu Falls, also called Waterfowl Bay, turned into a roaring torrent, with online viewers describing it as a terrifying flash flood.
呢嚟華富村嗰條瀑布啊，山洪暴發咁好似，你睇下，好犀利啊！
People noticed something unsettling. The brick wall beside the usual parking area had begun to crack and shift. Realizing the danger, one woman rushed down and moved her car to safety. Unfortunately, the other owners were unaware of the growing risk. Neighbors kept filming as the tension in the wall increased, the sound of bricks straining and splitting echoing through the area. Moments later, the wall collapsed and the ground lurched, along with several trees, and the parked cars were swallowed beneath the rubble. Fog isn't usually the first thing you think of when imagining destructive natural events. In New Orleans, a sudden blanket of thick fog led to a massive chain reaction crash on a bridge, involving more than 40 vehicles across 6 separate collisions. The scene was chaotic, with damaged cars scattered everywhere, but fortunately no one sustained serious injuries.
Look at that Holy dude. What? Oh my gosh, dude. That car's gone, bro. Oh my god.
This landslide occurred in the city of Bandipur in Nepal, triggered by heavy rainfall and unstable terrain. The slide damaged local roads and threatened nearby homes, prompting emergency crews to respond quickly.
Oh man. No. Oh man. What is this? Man.
A fluvial flood can be shockingly destructive, turning familiar roads into violent rivers in a matter of minutes. In the rush of water, entire vehicles are lifted, carried, and tossed aside as if they weighed nothing at all. Watching multiple cars swept away so effortlessly reveals the immense power of nature, and how quickly a calm environment can become dangerously unpredictable.
انا مصور فيديو
An overweight sand truck was slowly reversing when the ground beneath it gave way in an instant. In a shocking turn of events, the massive vehicle suddenly began to sink into a newly formed sinkhole, tilting and disappearing before anyone could react. The same fate awaits this garbage truck. Watch carefully as the moment unfolds, because something horrific is about to happen next. On April 15, 2016, the town of Dolores in Uruguay was devastated by a powerful tornado, one of the most destructive the nation had ever experienced, with winds reaching an astonishing 322 kilometers per hour. The storm ripped through the community and left behind widespread destruction, causing an estimated $35 million in damage. In 2011, Japan was hit by the most powerful earthquake in its recorded history, triggering a massive rise in sea levels, towering 6 to 8 meters high. The resulting waves swept over the coastline, submerging entire cities beneath water. The destruction was unprecedented, ultimately becoming the most expensive disaster ever recorded, with damages estimated at around $300 billion. Take a look at this catastrophic flood in Kerala, India. Its force was so overwhelming that it erased all signs that a house had ever stood there. In 2018, a ruptured water pipe in Ontario caused extensive damage, and at one point a driver found themselves trapped when a sinkhole suddenly opened up in the middle of the road. You might assume the incident in Turin, Italy was caused by human error, but that wasn't the case at all. A powerful current tore the two boats from their moorings and swept them toward the bridge.
È andata via questa.
Strong winds in Arizona terrified drivers at the intersection, and the violently swaying trees were just one of several dangers unfolding around them. People in Philadelphia noticed a hole in the road and assumed it was the worst of the problem, but they were wrong. Within seconds, a sinkhole more than 3 meters wide suddenly opened right in front of them. This is the kind of damage hailstones can inflict on a car. Dents scattered across the body, shattered or cracked windows, and chipped paint left behind by the storm's impact. Even a brief hailstorm can leave a vehicle looking battered.
Watch out! Watch out!
Massive flooding and fast-moving mud flows can cause serious damage to streets, washing away pavement, clogging drains, and leaving debris scattered across entire neighborhoods. The force of the rushing water can erode the ground beneath roadways, making them unstable and dangerous long after the storm has passed. An overweight truck can run into serious trouble when the ice beneath it can't support its weight. The added pressure causes the ice to crack and weaken, eventually giving way and creating a massive hole that the truck sinks into. This shows how dangerous it can be to exceed weight limits on frozen surfaces.
Look at Sticky Doo.
People casually stroll along the beach, unaware that heavy machinery nearby is struggling in the soft sand. An excavator suddenly begins to sink, dragged down by poor traction and its uneven weight distribution. If you misjudge the thickness of the ice, you could easily find yourself in a situation like this, struggling to pull your car back out after it breaks through.
Пошли! Давай! Красавцы! Мужики!